Friends, this is Gail, your pom plant girl. It is March, and it's time for me to start looking at my water lilies and seeing what I can divide. This doesn't look like much, but down under the water are my lilies, and some of them pretty much stayed the same size all winter, but I did divide them before the winter season set in, so that makes a big difference. And then some of them actually are ready to divide now. Here's a lily that I got from Brandy Chisholm. That's a Facebook friend, and this one produces the bright pink flowers. I love it. It's a hardy water lily, and I could probably figure out the name of it, but we never have. So anyway, take a look. I noticed it has some new growth. This one is a really good grower, so when I get some extras, if I have enough, I will send you some, because it's a beautiful, beautiful flower. Here is the main root right here, and you notice I've got another little growth here and another little growth here. So if you've ever divided a chicken, that's what I learned in 4-H as a kid. You look for the knuckle, and you cut right where the knuckle is. So we got a knuckle here. So I'm going to cut that out first and pull it out, and then I'm going to examine this part and this part to see where I can cut. And but don't be afraid to do it. You won't hurt your lilies by doing this. It's actually healthy to divide them, and that way, here, I'll take a look. That way it won't get root bound. And see, my pot is just about to be root bound. If I let it go throughout the whole season, it would choke itself, or it would burst out of the pot and grow crazy wild all over the pond, and then that can spell different kinds of disasters in keeping your... So I found the knuckle, and I just cut straight down a safe distance away from the new growth coming up. And it should pull out really easy. I've got clay in here, which is nice and thick and sticky. I think what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to cut down. I'm going to leave some roots in here, and I'm going to cut down a little low, and then I'll pull it out instead of just yanking it out. That would be like yanking your hair out. We don't want to do that. But cutting causes the least amount of stress on the plants. Have it? I just sliced it sort of like slicing a piece of cake or a piece of mud pie. And this is the mama plant, and that's what I am going to put in a new pot. So let's take a look at the baby plants. So what I decided to do, instead of just blindly cutting and hoping for the best, and notice we have some nice new long growth, is I'm just going to go ahead and just wash it off. Just wash it off and see what I'm working with. Oh yeah, see, now we can really see what's going on. So let me finish that up, and then we'll look together. Oh, I got mud and water everywhere, so I hope we can see this okay. Hello. All right, so I rinsed it off, and you always find something new. I had this little nub just growing on the side, so I just slightly wiggled it like a loose tooth, and it came right off. So I'm going to see if that's going to grow, and I think it will. So that'll be a lily. And this is kind of hard to do with my camera in one hand, so I'm wiggling at this, and this is actually, I think that's also a little nub. It's not like a thick root like I showed you before. And instead of pulling that off, I think I'm going to take a knife and just gently cut it off. And so out of this, I will get, see, the mother plant plus 1, 2, 3 babies. And that's a nice start for the season. You know that little lily you know that little lily nub I just showed you? It fell in the grass, and I lost it. That hurts. Well, at least I have 3 plants total, so that's good. And this one, the one I said I was going to try to cut off of this larger one, all I had to do was just barely cut a couple roots, and it just slid right off nice and easy. And that will be a beautiful lily. It won't take long. And this one is still pretty hairy, Now, I'm not letting anything go to waste, so when I plant it, well, first of all, I'm going to cut off the excess roots, so it doesn't really need it. And then I'm going to put that at the bottom of the pot for mulch. And so like I said, nothing goes to waste. And then this one is such a gnarled knot. I'm not going to even try to divide it even more, even though it looks like, see, I've got a nub here and here and here. It looks like it can be more plants, but those are so tiny. I'm going to let them grow out more, and possibly at the end of, near the end of the season, I'll divide it again and produce more plants. But for now, this will be fine. Okay, there we. Everything's blurry because it's full of mud. Okay. There we go. Let's see if that works. Ta-da! Okay. Well, there we have it. You can see I just cut it. I just sliced it. And you know, when I first started doing this, I was really afraid to cut the roots and stuff. But once you do it a couple times, it's really not that hard. It's just kind of scary to begin with because you think, you know, cutting your plant's going to kill it. But it won't. I would start with hardy water lilies like these first, and then graduate up to tropicals later on. Hardies are a lot easier to take care of and play with. You know, tropicals aren't really much more difficult, but I would start with hardies. So we have this plant. Here's the roots that I'm going to chop up a little bit and put in the bottom of the pot for mulch. And here's our little guy. I lost that one nub I cut off. I really can't find it. Here's the mama plant. I'm going to put the mulch at the bottom. I plant them on the side so they have a chance to grow circular and across the pot. You don't have to use a round pot. You could use a wash basin if you want. Depends on what you have available to you. And of course at the bottom I'll put aquatic plant fertilizer, or you could put 20-20-20 fertilizer in there if you like, and that will also work. I recommend, if you can get aquatic plant fertilizer, to do so. I noticed that Highland Rim is available at Home Depot online, and that's the very best water lily and water lotus fertilizer that you can buy. Well, that's it for today. And the cat is trying to eat my lily. Get away from there! I'd like to say hello to Brandy Chisholm. Hey, Brandy! She's a good friend and I love her so much. If you have any questions about planting water lilies or dividing water lilies and planting or dividing water lotus, please feel free to email me. This is Gail Gates. I'm your Pom Plant Girl. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.